Life often unfolds in ways we never expect. You make plans, you dream, you prepare, and suddenly things don't go the way you hoped. You pray for ease, but hardship comes. You work hard, but doors still close. And in those moments, the heart begins to question, why is this happening to me? But my dear brothers and sisters, that is exactly when your faith is tested. That is when you must remind yourself, Allah is the best of planners. What looks like a detour to you might actually be the direct path to what Allah has written for you. You see, our vision is limited. We can only see what is right in front of us, while Allah sees the entire picture, the past, the present, and the future. Sometimes what you think is good for you could destroy you, and what you think is painful might save you. The job you didn't get, the person who walked away, the delay that made you cry, all of it is written with wisdom. Allah's plan is not always what you want, but it is always what you need. And when you learn to trust that, your heart starts to find peace, even in confusion. There will be moments when you won't understand why things are happening. You'll make dua again and again, and it will feel like the heavens are silent. But silence doesn't mean Allah has forgotten you. Sometimes He delays to give you more than what you asked for. Sometimes He withholds to protect you from something unseen. Allah never ignores the cry of a sincere heart. The Prophet said, know that what missed you was never meant to reach you, and what reached you was never meant to miss you. This one hadith alone can calm every anxious soul. If you look back at your life, you'll realize that every closed door eventually led you somewhere better. Every heartbreak taught you something deeper. Every disappointment was a redirection. You didn't understand it then, but now, when you connect the dots, you see the wisdom. And if Allah guided you through all your yesterdays, will He not guide you through your tomorrow? That is the essence of tawakkul, trusting Allah even when the path is dark, because you know His light never fades. Trust is not just a word you say, it's a state of the heart. It's waking up every morning and saying, Yea Allah, I don't know what today holds, but I know You are with me. It's moving forward even when you're scared, because your faith whispers, Allah has a plan. When you truly believe that, stress begins to lose its power over you. Because stress is born from fear of the unknown. But faith reminds you that even the unknown is known to Allah. So the next time life doesn't go your way, don't rush to ask, why me? Instead, say, Alhamdulillah, Allah knows what I don't. You might not understand the plan, but you can always trust the planner. Because His wisdom is perfect, His timing is flawless, and His love for you never fails. And when you place your full trust in Him, you'll realize that everything, even the pain, even the waiting, was always leading you closer to Him. Don't stress, Allah is the planner. Most of the stress we carry in our hearts comes from trying to control what was never ours to control. We plan every detail. We hold on to outcomes. We worry about tomorrow. And we panic when things don't unfold our way. But the truth is, nothing in this world truly belongs to us. Not our wealth, not our health, not even the people we love. Everything is from Allah, and everything returns to Him. The more we try to take control of what belongs to Him, the heavier life becomes. But the moment we let go and surrender to His will, peace begins to enter the heart. You see, we spend so much energy trying to fix, manage, and predict life. We say, if only I could make this work, if only I could get that job, if only this person understood me. But every time we say, if only, we forget, inshallah, we forget that Allah already knows what's best and that He's written every chapter of our life with divine precision. Stress happens when we fight that reality. When we try to be the author of a story that Allah has already written perfectly. When you put your trust in people or circumstances, you'll always be disappointed because people change and situations shift. But when you put your trust in Allah, your heart stays firm because Allah never changes. He is constant, steady, and wise. Every difficulty, every delay, every blessing, it's all part of His plan to shape you, not break you. The more you surrender to His plan, the lighter your soul feels. Sometimes we say we trust Allah, but our actions show otherwise. We make dua, but we still overthink. We say, I leave it to Allah, but then we keep checking, worrying and planning around His decree. That's not trust. That's fear disguised as faith. True tawakkul means doing your best, putting in your effort, and then leaving the result completely to Allah. It means saying, I've done my part, now my heart is at rest because my Lord will take care of the rest. When you stop fighting for control, something beautiful happens. Your stress begins to fade. Because stress is not caused by the situation itself, but by your resistance to it. You can't control the waves of life, but you can control how you sail through them. When your heart accepts that Allah is steering the ship, you stop panicking every time the sea gets rough. You start to realize that even the storm has a purpose. Maybe to strengthen your faith, maybe to cleanse your heart, maybe to guide you back to Him. And remember this, the one who planned your existence, who shaped your heart, who provides your breath, He has never once left you on your own. Every hardship you face has already been measured with care and mercy. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to trust that Allah does. So stop trying to control what was never yours to control. Do your best, make dua, and then let go. Because peace doesn't come from having control, it comes from having trust. When you truly believe that Allah is the planner, the stress of this world will no longer control you. Don't stress Allah is the planner. Sometimes in life, things don't move as quickly as we want them to. We pray, we plan, we hope, but the doors we knock on remain closed. We begin to wonder, why is Allah making me wait? Or why isn't my dua being answered? But what we often forget is that delay is not denial. Allah's timing is perfect even when it feels painful. Every delay carries a reason, and every moment of waiting is either a form of protection or preparation. When something doesn't happen right away, it doesn't mean Allah has ignored you. It means He is arranging something better for you. Think about this. Sometimes what you desperately want could actually harm you if it came too soon. If a blessing arrives before you are ready, it can become a burden. Allah knows when you're prepared to receive what you've been praying for. And He knows what needs to change in your heart before He gives it to you. That's why the waiting period is never wasted. It's a time of growth, reflection, and spiritual development. You may not see it now, But one day you'll look back and realize that Allah was not delaying. He was designing. Many times the things we cry over are the very things that save us. You might lose an opportunity and feel devastated, only to find later that it wasn't meant for you. You might be heartbroken over someone leaving, and then discover that their absence was Allah's mercy protecting you from deeper pain. When you truly understand that Allah's plans are always rooted in wisdom, you stop seeing delays as disappointments and start seeing them as divine directions. The Prophet said, "What has reached you was never meant to miss you, and what has missed you was never meant to reach you." This one truth can heal every heart that's tired of waiting. Nothing that's written for you will ever pass you by, and nothing that's not written for you will ever find its way to you. When you embrace that, your heart stops chasing and starts trusting. You realize that what's yours will come, not a second early, not a second late, but exactly when Allah knows it should. Sometimes Allah delays something not because you're not ready for it, but because He wants you to draw closer to Him while you wait. The waiting season is a call to strengthen your faith, to keep making dua, to keep improving yourself. It's in the waiting that your patience is polished and your trust is tested. Allah doesn't forget His servants. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of longing, it's all seen, it's all heard, and it's all being answered in the best way. So if your life feels paused, don't panic. That pause might be protecting you from pain or preparing you for greatness. Don't rush Allah's timing. It's better than your planning. Every delay is written with love, and every disappointment carries hidden mercy. Keep trusting, keep praying, and keep moving forward. Because when Allah finally gives you what you've been waiting for, you'll realize it was worth every second of patience. Don't stress. Allah is the planner. There are moments in life when pain becomes overwhelming, when challenges seem endless, and when the heart begins to whisper, maybe Allah is angry with me. But that's not always true. Hardship is not a punishment. It's a test. Allah never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. And when He tests you, it's not to harm you, but to strengthen you. The storms you face are not sent to break you. They are sent to build you. Every hardship carries a hidden mercy. Every tear is seen. And every struggle has a purpose. When you're going through a difficult time, it's easy to think, why me? But instead try to think, what is Allah teaching me? Because there is always wisdom behind the pain. Sometimes hardship comes to purify your heart from pride, to detach you from something temporary, or to bring you back to your Creator. You may not realize it now, but the pain you feel might be the very thing that saves your faith. Allah tests those He loves because He wants to elevate them, not destroy them. Look at the lives of the prophets. Yusuf A.S. was thrown into a well by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned for years. Yet every hardship was a step toward his ultimate honor. Musa A.S. fled from his home, faced Pharaoh, and stood at the Red Sea with an army behind him. But his faith never wavered, and Allah split the sea for him. Even our beloved Prophet Muhammad faced loss, rejection, and persecution, yet through it all, his heart stayed firm in the remembrance of Allah. If the most beloved to Allah were tested, then what about us? Tests are signs that Allah wants to draw you closer to Him. When life becomes heavy, remember that hardship is temporary, but the reward for patience is eternal. Allah says in the Quran, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Notice that He doesn't say, after hardship, He says with it. That means even in your pain, ease is present. You may not see it immediately, but it's there. In the strength you find within yourself, in the lessons you learn, in the faith you build. Every hardship carries ease within it. You just have to trust the process and keep walking with patience. Sometimes the test is not about changing your situation. It's about changing you. Maybe Allah is teaching you to rely more on Him, to stop depending on people, to purify your intentions, or to strengthen your heart. Pain is often the tool Allah uses to shape the most beautiful souls. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified by fire, and believers are refined through trials. You can't grow without discomfort, and you can't rise without struggle. So when you're tested, don't let your pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't let it push you away from Allah. Let it pull you closer. Because the same Lord who allowed the test is the one who will guide you through it. He has never abandoned you, even for a moment. Every hardship is a message that says, I believe in your strength, and I am with you. So, the next time life feels heavy, remind yourself that this is not a punishment, it's preparation. You're being shaped for something greater, something beautiful, something that only patience can unlock. Trust that the one who tests you is also the one who loves you the most. Don't stress, Allah is the planner. When life feels overwhelming and your heart starts racing with worry, when stress takes over your thoughts and you feel like you're losing control, that's when you must remind yourself, Allah has already given you two powerful tools to survive any storm: patience and prayer. These are not just words, they are shields for the soul. They protect you when nothing else can. The world will tell you to stay strong, but Allah teaches you how to be strong through sabr and salah. Patience doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means trusting the process while doing your part. It's about holding on to faith when things don't make sense. Many people think patience is weakness, but it's actually the greatest strength a believer can have. Because patience requires control. Control over your emotions, your anger, your fears, and your tongue. It's easy to react, but it takes real strength to stay calm and say, Allah knows best. That's not giving up. That's surrendering to the one who knows the end of every story. And then there's prayer, your direct connection with Allah. The moment you raise your hands and say, Yea, Allah, the entire weight of the world begins to lift. Even when you can't put your feelings into words, Allah already knows what your heart is trying to say. You don't need to have the perfect dua or eloquent speech. All you need is sincerity. Because Allah listens to every whisper, every sigh, every tear that falls when no one is watching. The Prophet Muhammad has said, prayer is the comfort of my eyes. That means when stress consumes you, the first place of peace should be your prayer mat, not your phone or your friends. Patience and prayer go hand in hand. When you're patient, you wait for Allah's timing. When you pray, you speak to Him while you wait. Together, They transform stress into serenity. Because no matter how big your problem is, your prayer reminds you that Allah is bigger. You start to realize that everything happening around you is not chaos. It's divine coordination. The delay, the loss, the disappointment, it's all part of a larger plan that you just can't see yet. Sometimes Allah withholds something from you because He wants you to turn to Him more. He loves when you call upon Him, when you cry before Him, when you rely on Him completely. So when stress comes, don't run away from Allah. Run toward Him. That's where real peace begins. You'll notice that even if your situation doesn't change immediately, your heart will. Because prayer doesn't always remove the problem. It removes the anxiety about the problem. The next time you're stressed, pause and remind yourself, Allah is watching, Allah is listening, and Allah is planning something better. Stand, raise your hands, and pray with a heart that trusts, if Allah brought me to this, He will bring me through this. That's the power of faith. It turns your pain into patience, your fear into strength, and your stress into peace. Don't stress. Allah is the planner. Peace. That's what every heart is searching for. We chase it through success, money, relationships, and comfort. But somehow it always slips away. That's because true peace doesn't live in the world around you. It lives inside you. And the only way to find it is by letting go of control and letting Allah lead. When you stop trying to manage every detail of your life and start trusting the one who already has it planned perfectly, your heart will finally breathe. You see, the reason we lose peace is because we confuse control with responsibility. Allah never asked us to control outcomes. He only asked us to make effort and trust Him with the rest. When we obsess over why this happened or what if things go wrong, we drain ourselves trying to carry a burden that was never ours to begin with. Peace begins the moment you say, I don't have to understand everything. I just have to trust Allah. Because the truth is, the same Allah who is managing the galaxies is also managing your life with precision and mercy. Think about it. The heart beats without your command. The sun rises every morning without your reminder, and the rain falls exactly when it's meant to. The one who controls all of that can surely take care of your problems. When you let go of your illusion of control and hand it over to Allah, you don't lose power. You gain peace. Because now you're walking with the certainty that no matter what happens, it's for your good. So often we tie our happiness to results. If I get this job, I'll be happy. If this person stays, I'll be okay. But when those things change, and they always do, we break down. Why? Because our peace was attached to something temporary. But when you anchor your heart to Allah, nothing can shake you. Because He never leaves, never fails, and never makes a mistake. The people and plans you lose were never meant to sustain you. They were meant to redirect you toward the one who can. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to Allah's wisdom. It means saying, I've done my part, and now I trust you. Ya Rab. That's not weakness. That's the highest level of faith. The moment you stop resisting Allah's plan is the moment your heart becomes light. Even in pain, you'll feel calm. Even in uncertainty, you'll feel grounded. That's the power of tawakkul. Complete trust in Allah. And when you live like that, you start to see beauty in everything. You see lessons in losses, mercy in delays, and blessings in disguise. You no longer panic when plans change because you know the planner never makes a mistake. You no longer worry about the future because you know Allah is already there, arranging it perfectly for you. You find peace not because life is easy, but because you finally understand who's in control. So let go of what you can't control and let Allah handle what only He can. The moment you truly surrender, you'll find the calm your heart has been craving all along. Don't stress. Allah is the planner.